Good evening, and welcome to the June edition of the Oaklander. I'm your host, Al DiGiacomo. Many who have seen the show on public access may be experiencing either a good picture or a lesser than to be expected picture. So Roy, our access coordinator in Franklin Lakes, is trying to see where this problem lies. Please call us now at 405-1084 and just leave your street and your town and how you rate your picture quality. Thanks, Roy, for all your help, and we will help forward these results to you. A few months ago, Michael Stovekin won the American Legion Post 369 Coloring Contest Award. Congratulations to Michael again, for he has won the prize in the Bergen County trials. Now he's off to Trenton, and good work, Michael. I know what you're thinking. This is not an early political convention. On May 6th, the Oakland Education Foundation sponsored the Vid Bell Circus. And although we could not cover this event, we thought you might like to see some of the circus animals. On May 17th, in the Suburban News, published a letter from Laurie Shortman. Laurie was one of our guests on the April show. Laurie writes, "Many of us at harvest time seem to have had zucchini coming out of our ears. What Laurie is suggesting is to contact the Center for Food Action at 201-934-5085. If you have an overabundant crop, there may be many locations for our viewers from Butler to Wyckoff can participate in this fresh food for summer drive." Also, in the same edition of Vocal View, Carolyn Karg wrote about well number 5 and the air stripper that keeps our water safe to drink. Sometimes it is hard to visualize what is being done. This video of the air stripper was taken on Student Government Day with group number 3 from the Valley Middle School Student Council and their class alternates. The students learned about town government and public services. Watch for our show on Oakland Student Government Day on the bulletin board or in the Suburban News for viewing dates. Our first guest tonight is well known for his program Safety Town for the preschoolers and the DARE program for the 5th grade students. Please welcome Oakland Detective Joe Zimmerman. Welcome to the show, Detective.
Thank you.
How long have you been in the field of law enforcement?
I joined the Oakland Police Department 21 years ago. I've been here ever since then.
And what did you do before you decided to go into police work?
Prior to police work, I did a stint in the Navy. I spent 4 years right after high school. I was stationed on a carrier. Saw the world a little bit.
Okay. What rank did you discharge as?
I just recently, I stayed with the reserves for the last 27 years, so I attained the rank of lieutenant commander, and I just recently retired.
Okay, so I see that you're in a very good leadership position here.
Thank you.
People have been telling me about Safety Town, how the kids absolutely love it. Could you tell our viewers tonight what Safety Town is, who is involved, and what it entails?
Yes, the kids certainly do love it. Safety Town is a 2-week program. This year it starts July 17th and runs for 2 weeks, and it's geared towards the kindergartners that will be attending the Oakland school system in September. In Safety Town, we cover various subjects: traffic safety, bus safety. We teach the kids how to buckle up in the car. We teach them a little bit about first aid. We teach them about fire safety. We have the fire department come and give a presentation. The first aid squad come and give a presentation. The AAA comes in. They have a little out of the order, they call a little car, and they talk about various aspects of safety. And this is what Safety Town is all about, and the kids really do love it.
How did this program get started? It sounds wonderful.
The program started 11 years ago. This will be our 11th program, 11th summer. When Mr. Larry Kazansnak, superintendent of schools, came into the town here 11 years ago, he had run this program prior, so when he came here, he started it.
Well, as I said, the kids seem to really love it, and they know you as Officer Joe, so I know that you're out there doing a good job. I understand for the last 4 years you've conducted the Drug Abuse Resistance Education, or the DARE program, for 5th grade students. What type of guidance and information tools do you use with the 5th graders?
The DARE program provides me with certain tools. The DARE program is 17 lessons long, and we discuss a different topic at each lesson, and all those lessons are given to me, lesson outlines. So I have those tools. I also have various display cases of drug paraphernalia that I bring in and I show the kids. I also have some tapes that are provided by DARE America to help me with the program.
How did the DARE program start?
The DARE program started in 1983 in Los Angeles, California. It was a combination effort with the Los Angeles Police Department and the Los Angeles Unified School District. They got together, they came up with the 17-week program, which puts a police officer, uniformed police officer, in the school. It targets 5th graders, that age group, and we teach about drugs, drug safety, and all the aspects about drug abuse.
Well, I guess that's about the age that you really have to start to get the kids focused in on that type of thinking. Well, we all know the effects of alcohol abuse, and do you feel tobacco aids in the same abuse category?
Yes, excuse me, I do. Tobacco is what we call a gateway drug that a kid will experiment usually first with tobacco, then perhaps alcohol, prior to experimenting with marijuana or some of the other hard drugs. So in the DARE program, we talk a lot about tobacco, we talk a lot about alcohol, and of course to stay away, to get the kids committed, not to try.
This is where it gets into a real gray area, because in the United States we had tried prohibition some 60 years ago, and obviously that had not worked. But I've been pondering this since I was a small child on the right way to strike a balance between doing the right thing and doing the wrong thing. What have you found with your experience with the children that really works them to keeping away from tobacco or drinking alcohol at a young age?
I think education is the key. Tobacco, you know, the kids are really bombarded by various advertisements, by various techniques that advertisers use through television and commercials and ads. How many times have we seen a race car that's plastered with cigarette logos?
Joe Camel.
And, sure, Joe Camel. So the kids are very, you know, they see this every day in and day out. And I feel education is pretty much the way to get at the kids. And
I like to fight fire with fire. You seem to be an outstanding example that the kids can look up to and say, you know, I think I want to be like Officer Joe when I grow up. I think the examples are like that. I think the examples that they see, and I am not one for censorship or anything like that, but I think if you have to choose between something good and something bad, that what you're doing, I think, will make them travel the right road. We all have role models, and how can the adults and the parents have a positive effect on the children dealing with these moral as well as public issues?
Personally, I feel that we as parents and adults, we really must set the example. In Safety Town, we tell the kids to buckle up, but if mom or dad doesn't buckle up, where's the message?
Absolutely.
And you know, you could tell the kid you could tell your child to buckle up all you want. If you don't do it, it's lost. I think that carries over into alcohol and of course tobacco and drugs. What kind of message is a parent giving his kid, telling them not to get drunk, not to drink alcohol, and yet perhaps, you know, on a Friday night or Saturday night, or in the morning they wake up with a hangover,
Yeah.
and the kids see that.
Well, I think that's true of a lot of leaders, whether they're in the public eye or in the political world. It's not to listen what they say, is to watch what they do. Do you believe that television and motion pictures and the news media are at fault for the rise in, say, teen violence and drug abuse? Because drug abuse has a lot to do with the teen violence epidemic. Or is it just a lack of civic responsibility and self-esteem?
I believe that, you know, kids today, we are bombarded by all kinds of media, from videotapes to movies, to again, going back to the Joe Camel advertisements. The kids get it from all sides, and I think I would blame the media for some part in bringing this message to the kids.
How is the project funded, the DARE project?
The DARE program is funded in partially by the Oakland Municipal Alliance Committee, which gets funds from the state, and those monies come from fines imposed upon drug users and drug dealers. So a lot of the money that I get to be able to do some of the things for the kids does come directly from the fines and out of court.
It's almost like privatizing prisons. That could, you know, if something's too profitable. I'm just going to wrap it up with, if there's someone out there who would like to talk to you, or they feel that they have a problem, or they need some help themselves, how can they make contact with you?
Well, they can call the Oakland Police Department number. Our regular number is 337-6171, and they can leave a message for me, or I have a private number in the back in the office. It's 337-2091. I will be more than glad to talk to anybody. I have some resources that are available. I can direct a parent or even a teenager that has certain problems into the right direction.
Is this something that other towns participate in also? Our neighboring towns, is it a combined
You're talking
effort?
about the DARE program?
Yes.
Ramsey has a DARE program, Wyckoff, Mawa, Pumpkin Lakes, and Wayne.
Okay. Well, Detective Zimmerman, thank you for being our guest tonight on the Oaklander, and we wish you much success in the DARE program and Safety Town, and we will return after this public service message.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Vern Wells. I'm here tonight to tell you about our Oakland Day celebration that will take place on the 4th of July weekend in the recreation fields in Oakland. The date is Saturday, July the 1st, with a rain date of July 2nd. Some of the things that we have planned for this year are perhaps a little special. We're trying to make this year, because it is the 300th anniversary of Oakland, try to make the annual picnic a little bit larger and a little bit better. Therefore, we're going to start the festivities at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Some of the activities that you'll find will be, we will have the Remax hot air balloon. We're going to have pony rides and a petting zoo for the children. The Rotary Club is putting on a dunk tank and a rubber duck race. The First Aid Squad is also participating, and they will be demonstrating some of the first aid that they practice. They'll be doing some CPR perhaps, and maybe they will have some free blood pressure testing for you. We also have some country dancers. For those of you who like to gamble, we have a 50-50 that will be run several times throughout the day. And at the final conclusion of our festivities, we will have fireworks that are perhaps the best in the area. Some of the activities, we have boardwalk games, we have all kinds of food, we have hot dogs, hamburgers, pizza, funnel cakes, and many, many more things. So come on out and enjoy yourself on the 4th of July weekend at Oakland Day.
Hello, I'm Jim Dockery, and I'm with the Oakland First Aid Squad. Every year at this time, we ask our friends and neighbors in the community to make donations to us help you better. This year, more than ever, we need your help. We're in a position where we must acquire a new ambulance to replace one of our aging ambulances, and at the same time, increase the size of the building to hold the ambulance. Again, any help you may give us would be greatly appreciated. If you can't find your envelope, just send your donation to Post Office Box 5, Oakland, New Jersey, 07436. And if you're interested in membership, please give me a call, Jim Dockery, at 337-0543. Thank you again.
Welcome back to the program. Our next guest is president of the Oakland Chamber of Commerce, a local business owner and recently appointed by Mayor Kendall to the planning board. With us now is Joanne Tweedle. Welcome to the show, Joanne. I've heard you describe yourself as a compulsive organizer, and looking at what the Chamber is doing in town, it seems to be your life's work. The Chamber has been involved with a lot of important efforts in town, such as scholarships and the 300th anniversary banner. And tell us more of what the Chamber supports.
Well, first of all, Al, thank you very much for having me on the show. The Chamber is grateful for the opportunity to present to the residents that we are here and that we do a lot for the community. We were the initial financial backer for the Safety Town program that's run in the summer, and we supported that for many years. We make annual contributions to the DARE program in the schools. We fund scholarships for graduating seniors at Indian Hills High School every year, and this year our fundraiser was extremely successful, and we will be giving $3,000 in scholarship money at graduation time this year. We're very proud of that. And we make a donation to the Oakland Senior Citizen Center each year. We are involved in the Memorial Day Parade. Heavily involved this year. We're sponsoring antique cars and we're putting in a float, and it's going to be a fun day. And we're involved in the town picnic on Oakland Day, July 1st. We're responsible for the flower barrels that are along Ramapo Valley Road, which the town plants and maintains. And we're also responsible for the holiday decorations at Christmas along Ramapo Valley Road. We have had several very successful fundraisers. We sponsored the steam engine train rides several years ago.
I enjoyed that tremendously.
Oh, it was a lot of fun.
We sure did.
I'm a train fan, so that wasn't work for me. That was a lot of fun. And we also instituted the Evening of Fine Dining fundraiser last year, and it was so successful that the day following the event, we were asked for tickets for this year. So
That's great.
All the local food establishments and restaurants contributed to put on a very, very nice dinner, and it was very successful this year. We have a future project that we would like to work on, which is we'd like to see an antique period piece clock in the downtown area, and we would like to start a fund towards that end and bring in other organizations, and we have that as one of our future projects.
Well, I understand that we have some 300 businesses in
yes,
town.
Yes, that is correct.
And how many belong to the Chamber of Commerce?
We run approximately 100, give or take a few, on an annual basis. We're in the midst of our membership fund drive for, membership drive for 1995 right now.
Well, we hope that people watching the show here will get in contact with you.
We would like that very much.
Back in April of 1994, the plan to redesign Ramapo Valley Road was submitted to the public at the Valley Middle School. How will this affect the downtown establishments?
This is an interesting project that has been ongoing for several years. a number of plans have been presented. It's involving the traffic patterns in the downtown business district. The plan that was proposed in April of 1994 is ongoing, and money has been advanced. Monies have been advanced for actual surveying of the properties. It's a project to widen the street in the main district to 4 lanes, and we feel it would have an adverse effect on the business district.
Are all the business more or less like-minded on the subject of the road widening? Are they looking forward to it, or?
They are one voice very much against 4 lanes in the downtown district. We feel it would be extremely bad impact on the downtown businesses, particularly the block between Maple Avenue and Yawpo Avenue, where there is parking on the street, which is absolutely vital to the survival of those businesses. And in the proposed plan, the parking would be removed, and it would be an extremely difficult situation for the small businesses on that block to survive without their parking.
What about parking? And I'm sure there's deliveries, and are these questions being addressed?
We've had a great deal of difficulty getting an actual plan pinned down on that. All of the businesses up and down the block have deliveries. There's an upholstery shop which receives furniture in and takes furniture out. He only has one access to his business, which is in the front of the block. The printing shop has people parking in front to run in for copies. The TV repair place has people driving in front to carry TVs in. TVs can be heavy. They can't be carried very far. There's UPS deliveries daily to all of them. There are appliance deliveries to the appliance store. He has a rear access, which is not large enough to receive the appliances that come into him, and his main access is through his front door. It would be an extreme hardship for all of these businesses to not be able to have front door delivery.
So everything will be transformed in this vast remodeling of the business district then?
Yes, there's
facades and.
Well, there have been suggestions made to do a major revamping of the rear of the block, removing buildings, removing trees, and paving over for a large consumer parking area. However, there's an extreme problem for a number of the businesses. Number one, who's going to pay for it? Number two, there are septic systems, and according to New Jersey law as it stands right now, that cannot be paved over. There is, I'm a property owner on the block. I have a new septic system installed 2 years ago, which extends almost to Raritan Road on the back of the block, which could not be paved over. The property next door has a large septic area that couldn't be paved. I've spoken with the county engineer at length about this, and he has confirmed that they cannot, in fact, be paved over. And the suggestion has been made that the businesses set themselves up for rear entrance, that we make this parking lot in the back, and that the consumer come through the rear of the business. Well, the way the businesses are set up, first of all, most of these are older buildings. They're not set up for rear access. There are several that it would be absolutely impossible to do. And again, the question of who's going to pay for this. This would be an extreme hardship on the individual business owners.
Being that we are celebrating the 300th year of our founding, and I'm sure we don't have 300-year-old buildings, but will we be losing any historic property or any real estate that involves some of the older buildings downtown?
Well, in widening of the road, there is a piece of property on the southbound side of Route 202, which is currently owned by Mrs. Yeomans. She has lived there for 50 years, and the 2 stores on the front of her property would be removed. The stores themselves are not of a historic nature, but her property has been there as a residence since, I think, the turn of the century. There would be property taken from the front and rear of that individual piece of property. It puts 2 business owners out of business, forcing them to either relocate or make a major decision. we don't feel that that is in the best interest of the downtown business district.
Certainly not for those two people.
Certainly not.
What has been offered, there's always something offered as a compromise. What has been offered to the business community for these inconveniences?
There hasn't been any, everything has been conceptual, and in the discussion design phase up till now, an actual survey is in process at the moment, which will bring in exact drawings of who will lose exactly how much property, whose entrances and exits would have to be changed. There has been discussion that an agreement has been reached with Oaklander Electric to remove the telephone poles and the electric lines from Yalpo Avenue to Oak Street and put the electric around the back of the roads. And then we could do an improvement of paver sidewalks and gas lights and give it a period look in the downtown. It's the feeling of most of the business owners that are involved with that particular area is the sidewalks and the gas lights won't do much for us without parking. The consumers will have nice sidewalks, but where will they be going? Without the proper parking and access, we don't feel that the businesses can survive.
Well, one of the other main situations down at that end of town is that the Department of Transportation has mandated a change in that left-hand turn at Yalpo Avenue. I understand that there's a rumbling of a possible merger between the Route 202 and Route 287 as they did on Route 23. Is this a possibility?
It is correct that the state has mandated that there be no left turn at Yalpo Avenue coming southbound on Route 202 across the railroad track, and it is the railroad track that creates the dangerous situation in the state's opinion, and it is that mandate which has caused this redesign. There are also funds available from the state and the county to pay for the changes, which would mean a small contribution on the town's part and the major funds coming from the state and county. But I think we all understand that the state and county is also our money. We have paid into it. But it is because of that mandate that these changes would be made. It's the opinion of a number of us that have heard these rumblings that this would be a possibility, that this is a better long-term solution to what to do with our downtown road. If the state would agree to realigning Route 202 with Interstate Route 287, as it has been done in many other areas, this would possibly give us back more control of our downtown street. And then we wouldn't have the state telling us that we have to do this or we have to do that. We feel we would have more say-so. We feel that this is a better long-term solution than coming in and making a 4-lane chute. We have a 2-lane highway coming up to Grove Street. Then we're going to put in a 4-lane chute to Franklin Avenue, and it's very hard for the business people to understand this concept. It's moving traffic through the center of town quickly, whereas the businesses would rather have them come through slowly,
and
see what's there, stop and shop. That's what we would like to see.
Very briefly, in the remaining moments that we have, where does the plan stand today?
The plan for the expansion of the road is in the survey stage, and when the survey is done, I believe it will be presented in a public meeting again.
Well, Joanne, thank you for being our guest on the Oaklander tonight, and it is a very informative session that we have here, and we will watch as this situation develops further. If our viewers would like to comment on this issue, please call us at 405-1084 and tell us how you feel. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your view. I'd like to close the show tonight by thanking those who pledged last month for the American Cancer Society Bike-a-thon. If you would like to still pledge in my 10-mile ride, you have until June 23rd. Call 405-1084 and leave a message and I can get back to you. for those interested in purchasing a Celebrate Oakland video. One can be purchased this is the one that kicked off the year's event, and they are available at Oakland Drugs. Our thanks to Bill Haker and Joel Silver of TriTech Audio and Video for all the help they gave us in repairing our VCR on a Saturday morning to keep the public access channel alive. Well, that's all for tonight, and we'll see you at the 4th of July picnic. For the Oaklander, I'm your host, Al DiGiacomo, and hail independence.